Hello, I'm Dr. Roderick Little, Director of Bands here at Jackson State University. So the atmosphere of the vet is literally second to none. By being a part of the Jackson State University fabric and families as a student and now as a director, I've had the opportunity to experience it from many different levels. And it's something that you just cannot recreate. I don't care if you're a part of HBCU or the PWI. And so when you mix the Sonic Boom of the South and the football team and all of the synergy that we create amongst each other and between each other, you're not going to get that in any atmosphere or any stadium. We have an outstanding team with Coach T.C. Taylor under the leadership of A.D. Ashley Robinson. We are all coin to make sure that we elevate the profile of this illustrious institution that we all love, which is Jackson State University. And so when you mix the energy of the Sonic Boom of the South and when you mix that grit and that swagger of the Jackson State University football team, that's going to cause an ingredient that you cannot recreate anywhere else. And then I didn't even mention, when you sprinkle the atmosphere of the vet with 60,000 fans of our alumni, all of our friends and constituents of Jackson State University, all of those elements coming together, that's just something that, again, cannot be recreated. And we want to make sure that everybody that's connected to Jackson State University, they go out and they support our student athletes and also make sure that we support our student musicians as well.
Great day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we're talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million. September to August, let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, hump day, hump day. What's up, TD? You can't hear me, bro?
Oh, I can hear you now.
What's going on, dog? What's happening with you, man? First of all, happy birthday to you, bro.
Man, thank you, Ken. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, how you feeling today, bro?
Man, I feel great. I really had a good day. I really had I thank God, first of all, for waking me up this morning. Appreciate all the texts, the calls from family member, friends, associates, church member. And it's been great, man. Had a church member, a good friend of mine, Mr. Greg Thompson, man, took me out for lunch. Man, it's been a blessed day, man. My daughter, she always do her thing, man, cooking cakes and stuff. It's been good, man.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, it's your day. How old are you, bro?
Man, the Lord blessed me to see 49, man. I'm extremely happy.
Of them things, bro. You're staring at the big 50, man. You ready to get your convertible next year, then?
Hey, man, they call convertible money.
I know that's right.
Hey, this is close. I'll probably get to a convertible right here, man.
Hey, man, I totally understand it, bro. Listen, I got one too, man. I got a sunroof, convertible top, whatever you want to call it, man. But listen, bro, happy 49th, man. That's monumental. That's monumental, man. It's a lot of folks, man, that don't get, you know what I'm saying, to that great age, bro. And
yeah,
man, that's good stuff, bro. Man, we got a action-packed show tonight, man. We do. We got an action-packed show. Of course, you guys know. We finally got the doctor, the director of bands stopping by. Dr. Roderick Little going to be tuning in with us tonight. He's going to come in and tell us all about the Rose Bowl experience, man, in Cali, man. Listen, hey, I gotta say this though, TD. Seemed like the boom got out of Cali, man, right on time, man. Thoughts and prayers, man, with all of my family, friends, everyone in the LA area, man. The fires are, my goodness, bro. It's been a hell of a day, a couple of days actually, man. The wind, if you're not familiar with, with the Cali winds, man, it's just you get those wind storms, and then when it gets super windy, what tends to happen is it's really dry. So it'd be so dry to where just a small little ember can spark a fire, man. And I'm telling you right now, it's like, look, man, I gotta say this. I got a photo, man. I got out of there. I got out of there. We got this event coming up this weekend, and of course, I'm en route, man. I just want to put this photo up real quick because I didn't get a chance to do it earlier, but I'll do it now.
Hey, while you doing that, man, I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. I do appreciate it. Platinum Chat, everybody, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Look, check this out, man. I was online earlier. Sorry about that. This is from the airline, bro.
From your flight?
No, this wasn't from my flight per se.
Okay.
This was from someone that was flying either into LAX or out of LAX, man. Just looked like a sea of fire, man. And all I can say, man, is it's a real thing, bro. A lot of evacuations. It's very real. But hey, man, thoughts and prayers with everybody. We're not going to spend too much time. We do have a lot that we do want to talk about. Just signed another one with our collective, man, and just been having a great time blessing these student athletes, man. That's what the mode has been. Excuse me. And 1 second, I'm gonna drop this link real quick, and then we're gonna get Dr. Little up in this thing, and then we'll go from there. But we do have a lot that we do want to touch on tonight, man. And last show of the week, we got a big event coming up this weekend. Just really appreciate everybody rocking with us thus far, man. Just on the journey that we're on. A lot of chatter, fun chatter too, man. Just, ruffling a few feathers and
excitement.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. So listen, just posted the link in the chat. We about 52 signups away, TD, from hitting that monumental number of 300. We want to get to 300. We just hit over 300 on the stream. As you come in, hit the like button, share button, subscribe button. Watch the content, share the content, join the channel. It all helps the cause for what it is that we're looking to do and bring you great content. But I do want to say this though, man. We're proud of this our collective. We got our first event for the year coming up in Vicksburg this Saturday, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Hope you guys are there. Hope you guys pull up. Hope you guys show up. Hope you guys show up and show out, actually. It's going to be a great time, man. And we really got a lot that we want to celebrate. He said, boy, the coalition has been bothered. Well, they're going to be even more bothered because the coaches ain't stopping. We ain't stopping. We got some new Tigers that have joined 1400 J. Lynch Street. We got some dogs that's on the way, man. You know what I'm saying? Jackson State, that's what happens when you win. Is this a monthly thing, one-time thing? You got to click the link, brother. It's all on the website. Click the link in the chat. It'll tell you. You can do one time. You can do one lump sum. You can do monthly. It's however you want to do it. It's whatever you choose, whichever level fits your budget. We just need you to get active, though. And I'll do this real quick. We have a total of 248 signed up, man, which is monumental. We're trying to get to 300. Big time, 300. You know what I'm saying? So that's powerful, and we'll come back to it. But I will say this, man. Congratulations to Jeremiah Williams, Travis Terrell. TD, we're not going to talk about them right now. We're going to come back and talk about them again after we have Dr. Little on the show to close it out. But congratulations to D General, Jacoby and Morgan. Excited to have him represent the brand. Jonas Fortillion. representing the brand. And we're excited to have him in the fold. We went to the defensive side, man. The linebacker room, man. Reed Pulliam, man. The linebackers. Reed Pulliam, Ashton Taylor. Congratulations to them. We're excited to have them both to represent the brand. Like I said, we're going to touch on all of them individually, and we're going to make that happen. That's right, Jerome. You do the work, people pay attention eventually, man. After a while, like I said, we talk. It's good. It's cool to talk. Y'all hear us talk all the time, but you got to put some action behind your words sometimes, man. You know, there's a lot of content out there, you know, for entertainment purposes, and we do that too. But and we do real work, and that's all I say. We just do the work and let the work speak for itself. And then we got Isaiah Spencer, man, still in the fold with us. I'm excited because I put a lot of work in trying to get Shamar Hawkins back into Jackson State uniform. That one of my favorite players. Did not want to see him leave. He did hit the portal. Had several conversations with Coach Taylor, Coach Quinn, and just talked about, you know, what we needed to do, man. And this is what the collective is all about. You know what I'm saying? That is, you know, being able to keep our players in Jackson State Tiger uniforms. And he was a big time player for us this year. Came up big in the Celebration Bowl. And if you paid attention toward the latter part of the season, you saw him coming on strong.
He was good through the season, bro.
Hey, man, super excited about Kamari Rogers, transfer from Mississippi State, 4-star cornerback out of Holmes County, and under Coach Marcus Rogers, who's he's a legacy kid, and we're super ecstatic to be able to get him in a Jackson State Tiger uniform, man, and we're even more excited to have him represent the brand. Just finished up paperwork with Marvin Landy, got Marvin Landy in the fold. Congratulations to him, man, great brother. Didn't drop a pass all year, TD. Mr. Reliable, sure-handed. Anytime you went to him, he made sure that he made good on the opportunity. So we got more to come now. We got some big guys coming. I got an announcement to make tonight too. Just a little bit of news that you guys may not know. I'll announce it on the show because we just got him signed up and joining the collective. We won't put out an edit until I get a photo for him, but I think y'all gonna be pretty excited to see who it is that we got back in the uniform. So yeah, man, I'll stop right there, man, if you want to touch on that just a little bit. And again, we got our fundraiser coming up. Listen, man, we want to send a huge shout out to the city of Vicksburg. We're proud of the partnership with the city of Vicksburg and thankful for their support, the mayor, all of those that are in the city of Vicksburg. We're gonna turn Vicksburg out. I know it's gonna be a little cold, but it's gonna be smoking hot inside the city auditorium, man. We coming. The coach is coming. We coming with the SWAC championship trophy, the Celebration Bowl trophy. We come with Coach T.C. Taylor, Coach O. We got our ambassadors in the building. We got 100 plus 200 loyal supporters and donors in the building, man. It's a fundraiser, man. We got a healthy goal that we're trying to reach. Bring your checkbooks, man. Come ready to donate. Have a good time. We got Henry Coleman, one of the most up-and-coming comedians in the game, going to be performing. We got Brother Nardo, Black Tastic, we got Meredith Michelle, we got DJ, we got food, we got cash bar, we got merch, we got all of it, man. So we're doing big things over in Vicksburg this weekend, man. If you can't make it, you know, it's okay. We'll have another event. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. So that's where we at with it now. I'll pause right now, TD, let you kind of touch on that, and we'll talk a little bit until Dr. Little come on.
Yeah, I mean, you actually covered a lot of things. I want to go back to the people in Cali who's dealing with the fires and losing everything, man. I mean, I can only imagine, you know, I'm kind of old school kid. You know, when I leave, I'm the last one to leave the house. I'm walking through making sure irons unplugged. You know, they got out of it. Shut off. I put nothing on the stove, although the eyes on top. I still don't play that, man, because you can, you know, the thought of losing, you know, a life worth of memories and pictures and items and awards and, you know, just stuff, memories that you can't get back. You know, I know that's an extremely empty feeling. And, you know, I saw on television, on the news, people were trying to put out, you know, fires, you know, with water hose, just trying to do whatever they can to save stuff, man. So my prayers are with those people. I hope they make it out safely and just realize your life is more valuable than those things. You know, you can always get new things, but you can't get a new life. So again, let's continue to pray for our brothers and sisters out in Cali.
Absolutely, man. Well said. I mean, I appreciate everybody that's checked on me, that's called, that's text, that's sent an inbox. got our sister Rochelle, who's going to be heading out as well. Hey, man, once it starts, man, it's hard to get under control, man. And I just think it was, like I said, once it gets started, bro, it's kind of hard. I lost my garbage can, man. I'm gonna just say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, put the garbage can out, you go, it blew. I don't know where the hell is that. I don't know where it's at, TD. I don't. I walked up and down the street looking for my trash can, bro. So I had to contact the city to get a new garbage can, but that's neither here nor there. Somebody, if somebody got it, I'm telling you, them wind gusts, man, feel like the house about to blow down. I feel like you're sitting in a hurricane. There's no precipitation, no rain, no nothing, just wind gusts. And I remember my dad used to tell me years ago, my dad being an evangelist, TD, he would go to California and other cities, remote areas, whenever they were like natural disasters, and he would minister unto them and help them restore and rebuild their neighborhoods and communities and stuff. So he always talked about California, man. He called them Santa Ana winds. And they're talking about the winds can get so high, TD, to where the 18-wheelers get side by side, get real close to each other, and they drive at a very slow pace because the wind will knock those 18-wheeler beds over. I've gone down the highways, Highway 210, and you've seen trailers just laying over to the side like Tonka trucks. I'm telling you, man. So what can you do? What can you say, man? So thoughts and prayers with everyone in the LA area. Of course, I'm in the Inland Empire, and but we're just dealing with a lot of wind. Just getting out of there was a bit much anyway, because the plane was so delayed, TD, because you couldn't even fly into the Ontario airport. They had to divert to LAX because the wind was just too high to land the plane. So it get like that, and I was, I had to close my eyes and hold on to my seat, say my prayers, man, because coming up out that thing get to doing this, boy. Woo!
And that's not a good feeling. And something else, Ken. The next thing that you touched on, man, I am, with it also being, my birthday and celebrating stuff, man. I am so happy for these young men that are receiving these NIL deals.
Oh man,
and they are very excited. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for what's going on. Period, man. And that's why I was telling you today, I just been feeling good all over. It just been a great feeling day, and seeing all the posts and stuff and the excitement from these young men is coming through. So, man, that is an honor. In my heart, the way my heart flows, Ken, I'm happy and excited by seeing someone else happy and excited.
Absolutely. I live that way as well. Hold 1 second.
So congratulations to all of the brand ambassadors, everyone that signed out. Hey, it's more to come. Stay tuned. And if you listen and you like what you're seeing, hey, then put in the work. The next man could be you.
Hey, man, and we'll pause there. We got a lot to get into that, but man, without further ado, man, we really are ecstatic to have our director of bands of the best band in the land, the illustrious Sonic Boom of the South, man. We got the lead director, Dr. Roderick Little. What's going on, Doc? How you doing, man?
Fellas, how y'all doing? I'm doing okay. I was down bad. The first time I was supposed to come on Friday. But it's a part of the job, man. You're subjective around a lot of people. And so, when you're around such a large mass of individuals, there are going to be some things that's going to be going around. So it's all good.
Hey, man, I you know what, Doc, honestly, it's okay. Because trust me, I go back and forth from that climate quite frequently, and living over on the West Coast. And I said, hey, I understand it, man, because it's one climate one way. You get over here the next day, but then you guys had a lot that you guys were doing. Y'all were all over the place. I couldn't keep up with you, man. I was trying my best, but y'all was on the go, man. Such a big crowd of students, man. Just a big mass of outstanding stuff, man, going on with you guys. And I was just fortunate and thankful that I was able to catch a little bit of it. But we're happy to have you on, man. So blessed to have you on tonight.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, to be on you guys' platform, any platform, to talk about our students and the wonderful job that they do, and ultimately to represent Jackson State University, man. So again, thank you guys for what you do for Jackson State in its totality, And thank you guys for having me on. Just kind of hear a little bit about our story, about how we made this thing come to fruition.
Well, I would like to say good evening to you, Doc. Happy New Year.
CD.
You're one of my favorite guys now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we understand that you wasn't able to make it on Friday, but being a man of your word, you here. But you had 3 former Boom members to come in and hold it down for you, and they did an excellent job. So shout out to Toby, Terrell, and Danielle, man. They stood in the gap for you.
Outstanding. Oh yeah, absolutely. Those are 3 outstanding individuals. They definitely had the foresight to chronicle all of the many stories that we have from our illustrious Sonic Boom alumni. So many stories that can be told from so many vantage points, which kind of adds to the story legacy of our program. And so I'm just happy that they had that idea to chronicle those stories, because quite naturally, in comparison to some other programs, our history is not that cemented that it should be in regards to being documented. I should say it's definitely cemented, but documented is not that greatly documented. And so because of what they do, is creating an avenue to make sure people can understand how important our history is.
I agree with that. I have to just shout out the Corey C, Tiger Talk, and in division, and making sure that we're able to do that. We've been podcasting, Doc, for since 2019, and I don't know why we didn't think about it a lot quicker, man, because the Boom is such rich history, such rich tradition. We had a little fun with, I think, man, you probably on one of the most historic runs of a 12-month, calendar year, man. I mean, from the performing at the Super Bowl with Usher all the way to the tournament road. Listen, I've been in Cali 4 years, and this is my first time going to the parade. And just the reception, just the ambiance that came with it, the excitement of those. It was, I felt you when I watched the video, because I got a little emotional, because I'm just like, this is something we've always loved. We grew up in this. We understand we speak the language, but then when you go into a place where it's not so familiar and you see the reception of it, it just gives you such a sense of pride. And it just, seeing those Jackson State Tigers all up and through the mix, and then seeing those that were just excited to be there. And I was fortunate, TD and I and the rest of the crew, we got, I'm gonna shout out Al B. He got us these Mitchell and Ness jackets that I had on. It's not an official Sonic Boom jacket, but it's the color of the Boom. So they thought I was a part of y'all, man. So I'm running down with my little camera phone, and they was like, man, y'all had the best band in the parade, man. So I was just unbelievably proud, man, and didn't get a chance to make Disney World, didn't get a chance to catch every even through the high school showcase, but I made it over there to day one, and I got a chance to make it to the parade. So I just want to start there. Let's build it up real quick. I know I want to give you an opportunity to speak to your last 12 months from Usher up until this point. Just kind of summarize it for us, Doc, if you can, and from your perspective on what you feel you've been able to do with the band over this past 12 months.
Well, Ken, I'm just proud to be affiliated. Whenever I talk to my students, and most times when I send them messages after every performance that we have, I always rate them and I rank them. I always let the students know how it's almost like a report card. To keep all of us honest, not just the students, but us as a staff as well. And whenever we do a really good job, I always let them know that I'm just happy to be affiliated. This is something that is not. This opportunity is not afforded to everybody, right? And so I don't take it for granted. And so, everything that has transpired, in the past 12 months has been nothing short of a blessing. I mean, it's just a blessing to be in the building and say you can be a director for the Sonic Boom of the South.
Right.
But to be, the director of bands and have so many great things happen for the students in the program, it's just all in God's plan. And the reason why I say that is because, Ken, I've dealt with so much, leading up to becoming director of bands and even being director of bands to this day. But one thing that I know is that, God is a faithful God, and, whatever he says that he's going to do, he's going to do it. And so I've just always been faithful to God, just stuck to my guns, if you will. And right now I'm just walking in that favor, by being obedient, by him and everything that he's told me to do. And I try my best to walk that path. And so, now I'm just seeing the fruits of the labor. So I don't take credit for anything. You know, I just really feel like I'm a conduit. You know, most times when I see the students performing, I get an out of body experience, and I'm just happy to be along for the ride. So from the Super Bowl to the Tournament of Roses parade, I'm just, you know, elated to provide that opportunity for my students so they can go and tell these stories to their, you know, grandchildren of future Sonic boomers, just like people told us about, you know, the Motown 30th anniversary. You know what I'm saying? Have people to come back and tell us about that in the NAACP awards. So now our students get to come back and say, look, you know, let me tell you about when I performed with Usher at the Super Bowl. Let me tell you about when we went to California and participated in the Tournament of Roses parade. And that's what it's all about. You know, we want to continue to build that pedigree and build those stories so people can understand that the sonic boom of the South is something that's systemically embedded in the nation. And you know, now people are finally across the nation getting to know about the sonic boom of the South. And I'm happy to be able to provide that vehicle.
Outstanding.
Yeah, Dr. Little, I'm, you know, I'm a people person, and I love stories.
Right.
And your story is one that I'm interested in. You know, I had a chance to, and I get to the parade and all that, but I had a chance to catch one of the session, you know, with the boom, and I listened to your rise to, you know, to become a director from being there. And one of the things that got me was when you made the statement that your band director, when you was at Lanier, allowed you to direct the band. He went into the office and went to sleep.
Right.
Plus that, you said when he came out, the band was ready to go.
Right.
So it seemed like you was just built for this moment, and then still being a fairly young man, doing what you're doing, the trust that he had in you then, and then the fact that how candid you are in your speaking, the fact that you wasn't able to admit that you made mistakes, that you know that you bombed at trying to be a drum major, that you bombed that stuff. And what we have to do, and what that does to people, it let them know that they don't have to quit, no matter how tough the situation is, no matter what it is. So the fact that the way you spoke that and you was honestly speaking, you know, I was touched by that. Those are the things that move me, you know, saying, because everything is not glitz and glamour.
Right.
And you also were speaking on, you know, how you like to, you know, you're going to take the bag of sandwich and rather go to a restaurant. It things like that that build you into the director that you are and allow you to resonate, you know, with you know, with the students. This is the question I have. First of all, what is the actual name for the young lady carrying the flag out front?
So, our banner carrier. So it's two of them. Actually, one of our first young ladies, she's been with us. It's her second year. Her name is Mackenzie Crossman, and her mom is actually alumni JSU. And the other young lady is named Courtney Williams, and her mom actually played trumpet in the Sonic Boom. So they're legacy members. So that's why they probably shine so bright when they're, you know, holding that banner. So they do an outstanding job. We're proud of those young ladies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And another question is, with having so many members and being able to travel like that, I always wonder about the staff. I know I don't want to use the word chaperone because those are grown young men and women. But I'm sure you got to have some form of, you know, help in, you know, organizing that, man, even especially when it comes down to feeding them as well. So how is that process?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I say this all the time, and you know, of course, it was going to be a point, you know, in this broadcast where I needed to shout out my staff, you know, because again, I may be the quote unquote face of the program, but you know, I don't do this by myself, and I'll never pretend to. So, you know, with that being said, our staff is definitely instrumental in running the program in its totality. As it relates to facilitating the program, it's not just the staff; is also coupled with student leadership as well, man. The Boom of the South is built off of student leadership. If it wasn't for that, we couldn't do what we do. And so we didn't have our MVPs, in the fray and in the thick of it. And I call our students the MVPs, and particularly our student leaders. We couldn't make it work. So they serve as our eyes and our ears. We have band fraternity and sorority connected to our program, Tau Beta Sigma and KK Psi. So they're extremely helpful, with helping passing out food and things like that. So, there's a lot of things that we put in place in our program to make sure that it runs as efficiently as possible. Because to your point, TD, when you're dealing with over 300 students, you have to be organized, and you have to have all hands on deck to make it work, because otherwise you'll fail.
Great.
Absolutely, Doc. I got so many questions. I'm not going to really be trying to have no whole lot of structures. One thing that did come to mind is I really enjoyed the selection in California.
Mm-hmm.
Parade selection. I got a chance to catch some of those songs. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that process of, how do you go about to select, okay, this is a monumental opportunity for us. First time in our history.
Right.
Everybody's going to be watching ABC. I mean, you got anytime you get the 3-digit channels, everybody watching, right? So, but it felt like you was trying to tell a story in the music selections that you chose. I wanted to get it from your vantage point as far as what went into the thought process of the song selection for the parade.
Yeah, first off, before I start, I just want to shout out my brother, Kevin Johnson, who's my associate director of bands, who he writes pretty much all of the music. So everything that you guys heard, with the exception of Get Ready, during our time there in California, was all written by him. But in regards to selecting the music, I wanted to choose music that was crossover music, if you will, because I knew that we were going to be playing for several demographics, right? And so, when you think about the ideology, you want to make sure that you choose things that pretty much everybody can kind of, be familiar with. So when you choose things like I Need a Hero, those are one of those tunes where you grew up hearing, but you never really kind of knew exactly what it was unless you went down a rabbit hole, looked it up on YouTube or something like that. And so, and then Never Gonna Give You Up, that a lot of people call it Rick Roll. I mean, that's another one of those tunes. You think that a black man is singing it, but you look it up on YouTube, you see a skinny, white kid.
Yeah.
What's going on here? So, like all of those things really attributed to how we wanted to play to the crowd. Of course, you can't go wrong with Luther. Luther is, just a crossover artist within himself. We also played Roses by Outkast and Roses Are Red by the Mac Band. And of course, we just we wanted to bridge the theme of Tournament of Roses and put that within our playlist. And last and certainly not least, man, we couldn't go anywhere without playing Get Ready in the show. When I was thinking about what we were going to do for the Tournament of Roses, I thought about all these elaborate ideas, trying to get creative, but at the end of the day, I just said to myself, you know what? The people that's going to be watching this has probably never seen the sonic boom of the South before.
Great point.
And if we go in just doing the sonic boom of the South unapologetically, as clean as possible, with as much energy, with as much pride as possible, it's going to speak volumes. And that's all our students did. We went down there, we brought the sonic boom of the South. We showcased all of the great things that so many people have placed within our program, from William W. Davis. I mean, even the Kermit Holly Sr., let's start with him. The William W. Davis, of course, to Harold Halton, of course, probably like 80% of what we did, started under his tutelage. And then, of course, Dow Taylor, Louis Liddell. So we just, again, brought all those things to the masses. And that's how we got the product that we showed, during that span that we went in California.
Good stuff, man. Go ahead, TD.
Yeah. Well, first of all, like you said, that was a great, your music selection was definitely great because you realize that you're dealing with different genres, different people, different cultures. and having the right song, to fit everyone, is good. This is what the kids, how did they, what were their feelings? How, I'm pretty sure it was some of them first time on the plane, it was some of them first time probably out of the state,
Right.
And being able to showcase their talent, at Disney, land where, they grew up watching those characters. How were the kids' reaction? What feeling did you get from those young people?
Well, just to shoot it to it straight, primarily, they knew that they were there on assignment ultimately, to represent for themselves. And that's what I told them, before we left. I said, ultimately, you guys need to represent for yourselves, and so if you represent for yourselves, and if you do that well, you're going to represent for the program and the university at large. So, with that, they knew that they had a job to do. But however, I didn't want to take this trip without honoring all of the things that they do for our program. I didn't want it to, I didn't want it to be all work, basically. And so,
Right.
plus, you can't go to California without visiting the stuff, man. I mean, you gotta go to Disneyland, you gotta go to Santa Monica Pier, you gotta go to Warner Brothers Studios, and those are all the things that the students did. And so we want to make sure that our students are cultured. We want to make sure that they understand that there's more outside of the four walls of their domicile, or the four corners of their state. They have to be able to venture out and understand that the world is so much broader. And so that gave them that particular opportunity. And so with that, TD, they were just like kids in the candy store. When we took them to whatever location that we had booked to go to, they just had a good time. And it's not so often in the band setting where students just get to be themselves. And that's not to say that they're not being themselves while playing their instrument, because they very much so are, while being a part of the Sonic Boom of the South. But each one of our students, there are different identities that make up the Sonic Boom of the South. So they had an opportunity to represent themselves as individuals. And it was just good for us as a staff to just see them just kind of walking around and, just buying stuff and just, taking the scenery in. And, watching us as a staff, goof off, kind of do some things and walk around and play games and all that kind of stuff. So all of us had an opportunity to let our hair down, if you will. And that's what it's all about, because we don't want to just subject our students to the work, right?
Right.
They call extracurricular activity extra for a reason. It's something that students don't necessarily have to do. And so we have to make sure that we subject the fun with the work as well. So, with that being said, the students enjoyed themselves. I hadn't had an opportunity to really just talk about it with them in detail, because, as soon as we got back, the students had to go home and, things like that. So I do plan on talking to them in detail come next week about their overall experience. But based upon what I saw, they enjoyed everything. They spent all their money. I some money, but these kids out here balling out. They buying shoes and all kinds of paraphernalia from Disneyland. And
There's money.
About Disneyland, it's expensive. I'm just looking like,
Yeah, it is.
I got this keychain, and just my student over here got a whole. So anyway, but they plan for a whole year, man, and that's what we want them to do. And that was a once in a lifetime experience, and that was the main reason why I went, to provide that opportunity for them.
So Dr. Little, tell me, which staff member turned into a child right before your very eyes?
I'll say my administrative assistant. She has an outstanding personality. She's kind of probably like the glue to the staff. She's very comical in a lot of ways, and her name is Miss Lett. And so she's the one that I would say probably turned into the kid, like, oh, look at this, and taking pictures and things like that. So I thought that was cool to see, and not just her, just my entire staff. We all had an opportunity to kind of, again, just kind of lay low and lay back and not be the directors, just kind of being able to have fun with the students.
Hey Doc, I got a question from the chat actually, and this was one of the questions I had in my mind. They asked, this is from FHG Wood. We had to give them a little bit of that boom flair. and you cannot help but I think it's Killer Kev's video footage. The guy running, he's like, "You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving." You guys pulled over, and you about to put on a show. So
Yeah.
let's talk about that moment. Was that an impromptu moment? Did you already knew you was gonna do that? Did you get any flack? I know they loved it because we all loved it, but let's talk about that.
Well, yeah, man. So Norfolk State, they did the Tournament of Roses Parade, about a couple of years back. I can't think of the exact year, but when they did it, they stopped. They stopped and they played at the grandstand. And when they stopped, man, they were there for, and I may be exaggerating, but they seemed like they were there for about 10 minutes, just playing. And I said, okay, cool. Somebody stopped there and they played, and I didn't hear any blowback from it. And so us being who we are, I said, well, if Norfolk did it, I feel like it'd be okay if we did it. So I actually planned to stop there and do the show. But lo and behold, when I stopped there, I guess that wasn't the move. So, the parade officials and things like that, they were saying like, wrap it up and you got to keep moving and things like that. And I was just saying that, trying to keep everybody calm and let them know that it was almost over. But to your point, it ended up working out, and so much so that the president of the Tournament of Roses Parade, he sent me a message saying, you guys were undoubtedly the best band there. I've never had this much praise being sung from the band since I've been affiliated with the parade. So that's what he sent to me. And so to answer the question, it all did work out. But in that moment, because they came straight for Mr. Johnson, because he was on the right side. He was the first director. So he was like, oh, hey, you need to talk to this guy. So I had to
be on the other side.
Yeah, he over here. You got the wrong person. But we made it work, man. And one thing that you can't beat public appeal and the way that people react to things. So even if they didn't agree with it, when they saw the crowd's reaction and everybody, coming up to them, and they couldn't walk, 2 steps without somebody mentioning the Sonic Boom of the South, it worked. Now I don't know what that's gonna do for the future bands, the future HBCU. I don't know if I messed it up for everybody. I don't know. But Sonic Boom had that moment, and I'm proud that we did.
I was just about to say, so we there. We're gonna seize this moment right here.
Right.
So Dr. Little, we know that the Sonic Boom, Jackson State, JSU is a big brand.
Correct.
But this was televised in multiple countries and national television. What do you think that this elevated the brand even more? Or what do you think this parade or this did for the band?
It's I feel a quiet before the storm. I feel something brewing. I don't exactly know what it is, TD, but I feel it. For instance, like when we did the Super Bowl, I had told the students one time when we were rehearsing, I said, look, guys, one thing that you got to understand when you do things like this, you guys are planting seeds. And you may not be able to see that seed. You may plant that seed and you may forget about it. But eventually that seed is going to sprout and it's going to grow and it's going to create branches and then it's going to, eventually grow into a beautiful tree. So the students planted a seed. And I just feel like, as time progresses on, there are going to be several other opportunities, both seen and unseen, that's going to transpire from this, from this performance that the students rendered. So right now, I can just feel something brewing. It's going to be tangible. Some things are going to be intangible, things that people can actually see from a fan standpoint, and some things that's just going to be beneficial for us intrinsically, as we operate as a program. But I definitely see a lot of benefactors coming from this performance, just like the Super Bowl did.
Right. And I know that this California trip, Doc, was not just about, it wasn't just the parade. It was a lot of different ancillary events going on. You had the band day, you had the showcase,
right.
And you had a lot of high school kids coming over and I saw a lot of them getting signed up. Let's talk about the interest from the West Coast of those high school musicians that are interested now in potentially becoming future Boom members.
Yeah. Man, that was outstanding, Ken. So, quite naturally, if you're not necessarily connected to the West Coast, any environment that you're not familiar with, you just don't know what you're stepping into. So when we decided to do a day with the boom in that area, I didn't know what to expect, honestly. We had did one back in Georgia. Of course, we know Atlanta is a hot spot for us, so of course we expect students to come out because they typically see us, and we have a lot of students in the program in that area. But from California, we only have one student in the band program. So going out there, I didn't know what to expect. But we had actually a couple of young ladies that helped us out with this venture. Mara Hall.
Shout out to Mara.
Yeah, she's outstanding in everything that she does. We also had a lady by the name of Dr. Day and also Dr. McGee, who's all alums of Jackson State University, and they helped me facilitate it. And so they were excited about it because they're on the West Coast, so they know, they see what's going on in that area. And so as soon as we got off the plane, man, they were there pumping us up and hyping us up, and it felt like we were in Jackson, Mississippi. It really did. And then when we made it to the high school, we were at Inglewood High School, and unbeknownst to me, Inglewood High School has an outstanding program and a program that actually has a storied history and legacy. Conrad Hutchinson, who was a long-standing band director at Grambling, his son worked at Inglewood High School for a number of years, and he retired, of course. So they had some HBCU roots. And so when we were walking in the stadium, they were not only playing, they were dancing and all kinds of stuff. And so I'm like, oh, this is not unfamiliar territory. Like, these folks understand HBCUs, and it just made us feel right at home. And then, to see the students just be in awe of our program, that lets me know that we're doing something right by way of our social media. Because of course, that's one of the main reasons why we do social media the way we do it, to not only keep all of our constituents and alumni and fan base engaged, but also to keep people engaged that can't see the program, right? And so that lets me know that we're just doing our job on that front. So it was overwhelming to see those students, just interested in our program. And it's not to speak light on what we do, because I know that we make an impact, but to see that it's all the way over on the West Coast just really reverberated with me in regards to understanding that the job that we do is so monumental, and the net is so large and so wide that what anybody can fathom that's connected to the program. And one thing that I do want to note is that we had our enrollment management team, our VP of enrollment management, shout out Kylan Winfield. He brought his team down, and our administration was there. I can't even. I'm going to talk about that within itself a little bit later, but we had our President Marcus Thompson was there. Our provost was there. Dr. Denise Gregory. Our dean would have been there. He was actually in the area, but he couldn't make it. Dr. Rico Chapman. The department chair was there. Dr. Lisa Beckler Roberts. And so they were there, and we all talked to the students about why Jackson State is an important institution to attend. And I made it a point to show students that look like them as well, because we do have Hispanic students in our program. And so I made it a point to allow those students to speak to the incoming students or prospective students as well. And so it was just a good showing, man. And so we did that event. And then, to your point, the next day we did the Band Fest event, which is basically like a field show showcase. And then after that, you do what's called the pass and review, where people, again, get to view your program, march by, and kind of see what you do in that regime. And then we did the Disneyland performance. And that's the one that I think a lot of people clinged on to, because it's not often that you see HBCUs, kind of marching down the street at Disneyland. And then, of course, we gave the students a break, and then we did the Tournament of Roses parade. And so each performance that we did was thought out, and it was by design, because we wanted to make those impacts and lead those marks, each day as we visited California. So it's kind of like the boom trying to take over California. I don't know if we were successful or not, but that's what we endeavored to do.
Man, I live, like I said, I live there, and just it reverberated all the way over, man. And I'm telling you, I was told, Phil Minotti told me, he's like, man, you could just roll with us, bro. What did he say? He said, man, they love us out here, man. We can do anything we want.
Yeah, man. I mean, the kids had an opportunity. I know TD asked how the students felt. You know, they had an opportunity to be superstars, and they do. You know, by the
Yeah.
time people recognize them, and people help them. Along the way. They need something because they're Sonic Boom members. They may be afforded opportunity that they may not get otherwise. But in California, it was different, man. You talk about Hollywood, they were in Hollywood. Like, I had to save our drum majors. Like we literally couldn't we couldn't get out of performances because they kept being pulled in different directions. And so again, those are the types of things that we want to show our students, because they work so hard, man. People don't understand how hard band is. They have no clue.
Well, Doc, I don't. I'm not sure if this has been stated or not. I'm pretty sure you've seen it all over. But let me take the time right here to say this. We were extremely proud and elated for our football team winning the HBCU national championship. I mean, that was monumental to us. And then for you guys to come right back around and have this type of performance, I want to let you know, and that's why I was stating today that I was really on a high, because I'm so proud of everything that is happening right now for the city and for the school, for the students, and for the alumni, and just fans of HBCU, period.
Right.
Just know we're very proud, and man, you did us, a ultimate service. With all the attention that was given by a lot of students out there, what are the chances of the band expanding? I know we spoke on it a little once before when you was here. I know you only have so many spaces, but now with the worldwide attention that you're receiving, how, what's the plan now? You had 250, 300. What's the deal?
Yeah, that's a good question, TD. So, well, first off, man, again, shout out Coach TC Taylor. We're going to be celebrating their victory on next Friday, I believe, for the celebration parade here in Jackson. And I just want to, just to take the opportunity to thank him publicly, man, because Coach TC, he allowed us to use his field. I got a quick story, man. When we were preparing for this thing, well, I think it was a celebration bowl actually. We practiced earlier during the day, and typically we'll rehearse a little bit later in the evening. And so I didn't even think to hit the coach up and say, hey man, are you guys practicing over there? And so we were marching over to the field, and then we saw the football team on the field, and I just told the band to keep going. And Coach TC, man, he called me and said, Doc, I just want to check in on you. I want to apologize. I didn't tell you that the football team was going to be out there. Now, mind you, this is the football field.
Right, right.
He's calling me saying, like, look, man, I just, want to apologize for it. I'm like, oh, I just appreciate you letting us use the field. So, our success is not just on the shoulders of, the band staff. It's so many campus partners and people that contribute to our success, and I can go down a list of all of the campus partners that we have that helps us, and makes us the success that we are. But I just, since you brought up the football team and Coach TC, I just wanted to put that shameless plug out there. But as it relates to the size of the band, we're open. We're open this year. Recruitment is always crazy in a good way for us. This year it's even going to be more lightning in the bottle, because the band program is just so popular. And, when things are popular, students, they want to be a part of it, so with that being said, we don't necessarily want to turn students away, but we're very mindful to make sure that we have students that can uphold the standards of the program. So we don't want to get into a situation where we're inviting so many students in the program to where that quality isn't the mainstay of the program. But however, I feel like because of the job that we've been doing, we can still keep the quality of the program up while still reinstating, more students or infusing more students within the program. And so we do have administrative support to make that happen. And I think the last time we talked about it, we talked about all the ramifications that goes behind increasing the band.
Right.
It's so many other things behind it other than just saying like, okay, we're going to get all these students and, we're going to make sure we're going to increase the size of the band. You're talking about budgeting, which is number one. Do you have the infrastructure and the budget to maintain a large group like that? Because again, every time you see the band, you're looking at $1 million easy, from uniforms to the instruments, to lights, to the buses, to the spats, to all of the things that you see, you're looking at $1 million without a shadow of a doubt. And so you have to be able to sustain that. And then you look at staff. Right now, I have three of us who are working closely with the band. It's myself, Mr. Johnson, and Dr. Sherrod, who's our percussion instructor. And we have, of course, my administrative assistant, and we have my director of prance and J-Sets. And considerably speaking, that's an extremely small staff. When I was at Jackson State, we had 5 band directors. And so now you're going from 5 to roughly about 3 working directly with the band. So you have to make sure that that's in place. And also in regards to infrastructure of actual space itself. So due to the support of our president, President Thompson, he's allowed us to upgrade in space. So that's not an issue anymore. And so many other things that I just mentioned is not an issue as well. So TD, we do plan on growing, but I am definitely keeping an eye on that quality though, because our students, they have to audition every week to go to the game. And so if I find situations to where that quality is diluting a little bit, we're going to have to kind of tighten the reins and make some adjustments. So we'll see what happens. We want to afford opportunities for our students to be a part of the Sonic Boom of the South. But again, that quality over quantity is always going to be the rule of the day.
Wow.
Great. Yes, sir.
So we got Miss Rochelle just joined us, Dr. Little. How you doing, sis? She's over in North Cal, trying to stay away from that fire.
Oh, I'm in Northern Cal, so it's not affecting us, but the wind is definitely, oh my God, blowing all over the place. But I have a question. I have something to say, but I got a question first. Have you guys walked that 5.5 miles before without an instruments like that? Was that 5 miles? 5 miles?
You said, have I ever done it?
I mean, they did that before. That was a long walk. The 5 miles.
Yeah, they never did it before, up until that point. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rochelle. You may have had a little bit more to that.
What I was just wondering is that how did you guys prep them for that? Because carrying them tubers and everything for 5 miles, that's a lot. Did you need pickle juice afterwards? Were there any cramps going on? I'm just trying to figure that out.
Look, just walking 5 miles with just period. I mean, to your point, Michelle, is a lot. But you know what? When we got to the end of the parade, and I went back and I told the students, like, look, this is the end. Like, they were looking at me like, Doc, for real? Like, this is it?
Because adrenaline, man.
In our mind, we all were just expecting. I don't want to use the terminology the worst, because it's not necessarily the worst, but we kept telling them like 5.5 miles, 5.5 miles. In your brain, you're thinking, man, I'm gonna be marching forever. Yeah. And so usually when you prepare your mind for something egregious, if you prepare your mind for something that's going to be the worst, and when it does happen, it makes it all much more easier towards it.
Okay.
So that was the case with us, but in the Sonic Boom of the South, I mean, we prepare soldiers, and we're unapologetic about that, because it takes a lot to be in our program. I mean, especially now, because every Saturday, people are gunning, shooting straight at our heads, because they want to take that top spot, especially coming off that 23 season. I want to note that our band program was the only band program that had a contender every single Saturday, and every single one of those bands had a point to prove, right? Yep. So with that being said, you have to have a mentality. You can't. Anyway, I'm going. I'm probably.
No, you good. Let me tell you, Doc. Hold on. What Doc is doing is he's explaining from the band side. When we say everybody get up to play Jackson State, that's not just football talk. That's not just basketball talk. That's also band.
Yeah.
Every band that pulls up against the Boom is because the Boom, let's just call it what it is. We are the standard.
Right.
Yeah, what they say, we are the standard. They know it. They know it. They were watching too.
Right.
But they were just as proud as we were. But the point that I'm making is everyone, when you're going up against what many consider to be the standard, you coming with it, and you want to test yourself against what you're up against. And that's why you always get the best of the best, and that's why you always battle tested. We just a battle tested bunch. Keep going, Doc.
So what I wanted to tell Doc was this, is that you said something. I was driving, so I've been listening to y'all in my car, and it was a confirmation of what I needed to say to you. I have to do some work, so I'm gonna jet off. But while I was thinking about you this whole time, and I've said this to Ken a lot, so I want to say it to you. This had really nothing to do with the kids or anybody else. This had a lot to do with you as a leader. And I say this all the time, and God want to know, can he trust you with greatness? Can you handle what you're about to receive? You have been to the Super Bowl. You have done some things that are amazing, but you have stayed humbled and you have stayed connected. So what you are showing God is that, as the scriptures say, eyes have not seen, neither ears have heard what's about to happen to you in this thing. I'm not going to be surprised if somebody give you $1 million to help. Trust me, the other people saw what they saw in us. Trust me when I tell you they're looking at Jackson State and they're looking at our program. And don't be surprised if you start getting donations for money that you've never seen. Why? Because how those kids were is a representation of you as a leader. So for you to be as humble as you are, and you have achieved the things that you've done, you just told God, come on, bring it. I can handle whatever you give me. I'm going to still stay to the ground. But God know he can trust you to take you better to places you have never been before. Don't be surprised, because the word in the street was some folks at Rose Bowl was mad because they didn't get to see that other stuff. And they was like, they need to come back again. So I'm like, no, y'all go pay them to come back next year. But we're not doing that on our own. But I'm just saying to you, don't be surprised based on the things that you see, because you brought an area of that people have never seen. Like, we take this for granted because we see it all the time. But for you to say what that man said, who is the leader of the road, the director, that they've never seen nothing like that. I just think you have proven yourself in the last 2 years that God can trust you with great things because you're going to stay humble to him. That's all I wanted to say to you. I got to get down because I got notes to do, but you haven't seen nothing yet.
Thank you very much, Rochelle. You put a word down right there.
Say what?
I said you put a word down right there.
Can God trust you with greatness?
That's right, sis. Appreciate you, baby.
I'm
gonna see you this weekend. Be
yes,
safe.
I know. I'm leaving tomorrow, so I got to get done with it. But he can trust you, Dr. Little. He can trust you.
Yes, ma'am. He sure can.
Okay.
So, Doc, I want to get your thoughts on something. Our great athletic director, AD Ashley Robinson, went out on the news stations, and he kind of said something. I like progressive, innovative stuff, man. You know, that $2, right? You know, he talked about the $2 increase to tickets, and he also touched on how $1 would go for athletics, help with NIL and stuff like that, and the other would go to the Sonic Boom. Have you had any conversations in regards to just kind of, for what you can share, just some of the things that from the university standpoint, as far as creativity? Because I see a lot of people in the chat talking about adding the Boom to the collective. Hey, listen, I don't mind taking care of Boom members, y'all. Y'all know what it's going to take. Y'all got to sign up, though. We can do what we want to do if we got the resources. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of Boom members now. You know, a basketball team with 15, but he heard you just said they got 300.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a tall ask. But no, man. Shout out my brother AD Ashley Robinson. I mean, that's my guy. You know, literally when I first got the job in 2020, he was one of the first persons that I talked to. So I gave him a call and I reached out to him. I like, look, AD, you know, I want to make sure that you and I have a relationship because, you know, band and athletics, they go hand in hand. And he stopped me right there like, Doc, you know, I'm all on board. You know, anything I can do to support, I'm here. And AD is just a certain leader, man. I mean, it's proven because he has had so much success.
Right.
You know, so with that, we have had conversations about how he can support the band, or how athletics can support the band. At one point, you know, we did try to start we had a $1 initiative, but it was $1 off of every home game. And this was probably about 2 years ago, I want to say. But, you know, we consistently stay in contact on, you know, how we can support, because he understands what the band brings to the football atmosphere. You know, of course, our football team is great. And you know, Tiger Nation to travel, you know, to see them and support the football team. But also he understands that there's a large constituent that comes to travel to just see the band. And so
Mhm.
you're getting a package deal. And so, you know, by him being a visionary leader, he wants
Right.
to show support of that, you know, making sure that we can travel to all of the games to support our football team. And so, you know, again, that's just visionary leadership. You don't hear that, you know, from other programs, at least not from my knowledge. I mean, there may be other programs that do it, but from my knowledge, you just don't hear things like that. So I just want to thank, you know, AD Ashley Robinson, you know, for that initiative, and we're definitely going to reap the benefits from it because, you know, Tiger Nation, we attend games, you know, so when you're looking at, you know, just at minimum 10,000 people, and we know that's a very low number for Jackson State, in regards to how actually many people, how many actual people, I'm sorry, attend the game, but you're talking about $10,000 a game. You know what I mean? And so that adds up. So, you know, again, shout out to AD Ashley, you know, for his servant leadership, you know, for his foresight. And so we're looking forward to that initiative.
I'll say this, and I don't mind it before you go, TD. Listen, I have no problem. You know, them J5 drum majors are a fave of mine. Doc, you know I'm always in the way before the game start. I just get the boom coming in. I try to get them going out. That's about it. I let my brother Showtime, J videos, Killer Kev, and all the band heads do what they do, you know, but we don't mind it. Listen, I have no problem with it. If y'all want to get active with it, let's get active with it. I'm good with it. We'll sign all 5 of the J5 drum majors, give them edits and everything. Have them, I don't know what it is with NIL, but I mean, we have a foundation. We can do whatever we want to do. So if y'all want to get active with that, let's make it happen. Shout out to all my band members. Just let me know what y'all want to do. Go ahead, TD.
Hey, Doc, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Here we go. First of all, Doc, I really didn't know what to expect for, you know, from the Rose Day parade.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I'm watching the news, I'm watching television, and I'm seeing people driving from Biloxi and Gulfport, you know, making 2 and 3 day trips to see the boom. I knew that the boom, you know, was big and it had a lot of fan base, but man, to travel, you know, to support you guys,
Yeah,
that was awesome.
right.
That was awesome to me. And we're talking about, you know, the $2 for, you know, to support the band. Last time we was over here, we was talking about merch. Where are we with that?
So, so what we did, well, initially, I think I may have mentioned this on the first show. We do have a store through eFollow, which is our campus partners. You know, but however, those individuals that may follow the band, you know, you see that we have a lot of great paraphernalia, and that paraphernalia is made by public figures. Ricky,
Shout out to Rick Deuce.
yeah, Rick Deuce, man. We have a great relationship with Rick. Rick is a good guy, and you know, we definitely have a good working relationship. And so with that, what we attempted to do was we attempted to allow him to share some of our merchandise. And what happened was that I didn't do a good job with communicating to him, you know, kind of what that vision should have been. And reason being is because it was at the beginning of the season, you know, we were trying to get things going, and it's just always hectic during the season within itself.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we didn't have an opportunity to sit down and really shovel out and scaffold ideas on how we wanted to roll everything out. So, you know, with that being said, it's something that we have to go back to the drawing board and discuss because we do have some exclusive merchandise that we want only our, you know, alum to have and things of that nature. And so, you know, we're going to get together and talk about that as we develop this other arm of the store that we're going to be looking forward to launching as a benefit and as a benefit of the fundraiser for our program. So just be on the lookout. Now that it's springtime, things are kind of slowing down just a little bit. So we're going to get back around the table. Rick and I, we're going to discuss some things and make sure it makes sense from a holistic standpoint. But I just want to go on record to all of our fans. I understand that some people were upset that, you know, that he was selling that merchandise. Rick is not going to sell anything without our consent. And so everything that he sold, he got to go ahead from us. But however, I just didn't do a good job with letting them know exactly, you know, what we wanted out there to the masses versus what we didn't. And so I'm going to clean that up with them, and then we're going to come back stronger than ever.
Hey, so okay, let me
Go ahead. You good?
This question right here is kind of burning me, man. So I have to ask this one. First of all, Doc, I was listening to you. I thought you was a band director longer than what you just said, 2020. But my gosh, the things that you're accomplishing are fantastic. This is what I really want to get your answer to is so. Hey, don't come for me. Respectfully.
It's all good. Go ahead, TD.
Respectfully, 833 has not been anything on the football field for almost 40 years. How do you feel to finally have a Lanier Bulldog in the fold on the field at JSU?
Man, look, it feels good. I mean, it feels good to have anybody from 833 Nation to come and be a part of Jackson State University because, as quiet as kept, TD, we have a storied legacy, in particular to the band program connected to Jackson State. Like the Lanier students actually started Jackson State College Band, like literally. So with that being said, to see that being translated over to the football field, man, I was elated to see that. Of course, Lanier football team, they did an outstanding job this past season. I don't know the coach's name, but shout out to him. He did a great job. And so now we get to showcase that side of the talent pool of 833. Of course, when I was in school, we dominated in basketball. We had people like Monte Ellis to come out and Darius Rice, another old guy.
Right.
So now, we're able to showcase that on the football field, man. And so I'll just say that Lanier is getting back to his roots. Lanier has not the same gravitas and the same reverence as Jackson State in regards to the big following, but we're close.
Yeah.
Man, Lanier, we had a homecoming party, man. You would have sworn you was looking at HBCU homecoming.
Yeah,
that's
man.
real.
Especially for a high school, for sure.
Yeah.
Our brother Nook is part of 833 Nation. Trust me when I tell you. I'm well, not really an alum of two, but I represent two high schools, Murrah and Madison Central.
Yeah,
because I spent 2 years at both of them. But you just said something, Doc. The 833 it definitely represents. I've seen their homecomings. I've seen kind of what goes into it, and I'm like, man, a lot of them I know because I grew up in Brown Bottom. So I just I didn't go to school. Yeah, that's my old stomping ground, man.
Okay.
Mosley Manor.
Yeah.
Across AutoZone and Chuck Stop. Right over there.
Right.
Yeah, man. I grew up right there, man, and all of my friends went to Lanier. I just used to whoop them up in the neighborhood courts, but I wound up going to Murrah because I was already there, whatever, and then I eventually moved my dad to Madison in my junior year. But a couple of things. I do want to shout out to Rick Deuce. I know you mentioned him. Does really good work. One of the things I did want to go back to, Doc, was your media team. I just kind of want to elaborate a little bit more on that, and then I'll pretty much be done here in a little bit. But I just kind of wanted to get, because I've seen when I want to. I'm curious, Doc, to get, because we're in media,
right?
And for the longest amount of time, we've had a lot of people show Boom content, and then all of a sudden, the Boom was like, "Look, we're great. We got a great story to tell. We got great things happening. We're going to tell our own story in a way that's never been done before." And now the Boom media is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about the way you guys are killing Instagram. You guys are killing us, IG, Twitter, whatever, all social media and the YouTube. Right. I just kind of wanted to get, is that your vision? Is that something that you kind of added to? Or is that someone, part of your team, your staff, that decided, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it? Because it's phenomenal, man, and I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, man. Definitely can't take all the credit. So just a quick rundown of it. So in 2013, well, actually, I'll say around about 2011, 2012, that's when YouTube started to get popular for bands. You had a lot of, videographers and things like that started to emerge. And so, I noticed back in 2013, and I got to Jackson State in 2012 as assistant band director. I noticed that a lot of other band programs, they had media teams. And I was like, we do a lot of things with our program, so why shouldn't we have a media team? So actually what I did was we had a high school band camp that summer 2013. And believe it or not, Ken, if you go back to our YouTube page and you go back to the oldest video, you will see a high school, a very poorly edited high school band camp trailer. I mean, and that was done by me. And so I started the YouTube page back in 2013. And I'm a modest guy, I'm a humble guy, but a lot of people really don't know how much I started with the program over the years and how much I've implemented within the program over the years. And that YouTube channel was one of those. And so over the years we've had a lot of people to come along, like Uzman Kamara, who's the band director at Murrah High School. He was our media director for a number of years. Ramon Jackson, who's actually our assistant department chair now, he worked his way up through the ranks. He helped out a lot, with our media. And so now, fast forward to the day, we just have a guru of an individual that runs our social media platforms. And then we also have a media director, Kaylin Partee, who is a beast within himself. He's actually a photographer by trade. He does a lot of weddings and things like that. And he's very much so connected in the community of Jackson. And that's how we got connected. And I just asked him on a whim, like, hey, man, I got a media position open. Would you mind coming and helping us out? And he was like, man, you just don't understand how much this means to me, because, I've always wanted to help the Sonic Boom out. I've always had a passion of it. I didn't march in the band program, but I want to get to know about it. Y'all have so many stories. I want to help tell those stories. And he was like, I do it for free. And I said, well, okay, you can't be free, but we're gonna try to help you out. We're gonna try to help you out as best we can, man. And so I got him on, and then he developed his team. We have some students who do an outstanding job, but our photographer is his name is Keontae Greer. That young man takes some outstanding pics. We have a audio technician. His name is Elijah Lawson. He does a good job with capturing the audio for our performances. And so it's a collaborative effort. And so with all those things combined, you see the media that you see today, and it's second to none, not just HBCU programs, but all programs. Right. So it's pressure on me, because I'm like, look, the program got to match up to the social media. Like, our social media can't be fired, and our program not match up to that, man. So it's much like what Austin is doing with football. Right. But I mean, so we just want to make sure that we go hand in hand across the board with everything that touches our program, and our media, to your point, KC, is second to none.
I didn't realize how deep, how big, and how active the media team was for the band until been on the sideline a few times, and I'm seeing the microphones. I'm like, man, what are you about to do with this long microphone? What's going on? And then they just start bringing out stuff, and then we down at Grambling. I mean, they really had to put in work for those heels, Doc. I mean, bringing down those big trunks and equipment. I was like, oh my God, I feel sorry. Yeah. I was like, wow. So I gained a whole lot of respect and and stuff for for the media team then. And then all of us at Texas Southern was, it was like we was in jail, because I don't know, but your media team, they didn't have their credentials, so they had all of us locked in the room trying to get credentials to get on the sideline, man. It was like we was in jail. You remember that? Yeah.
And they have to deal with that too, TD and Ken. I don't want to have to cut you guys off. They have to deal with that too, man. I mean, like, people, if they don't have those credentials, if they not what they supposed to be, they get people to put hands on. So they do an awful lot to capture the content that people see, and they go through a lot. Like, for instance, when our media director, he went to the Super Bowl with us, man, the folk was about to arrest him and take him in the custody. And so I literally had to, get him out, and we had to plead, because, we had to sign NDAs and things like that. So he wasn't supposed to be filming, because you had, folks like Apple and, all that, they had exclusive rights to the content. And that's how dedicated he was with capturing that moment for us. And so, to your point, man, they definitely go out of the way to, to provide that content to our fans.
Wow. I see Miss Natasha asks, is the new album live yet? And if so, on what platform?
Yeah, it's live. It actually dropped, and that's a good question, Tasha. It actually dropped, I say probably about 3 days ago.
See, I didn't even know that, man. I'm finna go get down with it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I know it's on YouTube now, and I think it may be on Spotify, or it may be streaming on all platforms now. So we encourage everybody to check it out. We play a lot of music throughout the year, so we only was able to kind of squeeze a small bit of it on that album. We may have a volume 2 coming out as well.
Wow. Doc, let me ask you this, man. 2023 is kind of that flagship year when you dominated it. I think across the board. I think the only thing that didn't happen was that little weird outcome of the ESPN band competition against NCAT. I just thought we got robbed. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
They know what they were doing, man. We smoked them folks. But anyway, how would you rate yourself? I know you guys did a lot in 2024.
Yeah.
Do you feel like 2024 from just a musicianship, sound, performance, do you feel it was up to the standard? Did you get out of the year what you wanted or expected to get out of it? How do you feel about the performance of 24?
Yeah, that's a good question, Ken. We're literally always assessing the program. Because what I tell the students, we have to be pleased with the product that we put out. And so, there's always room for improvements. And at the end of the day, these are students. Students, they need to be taught. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to do some things that you didn't teach them to do. It's just a part of the territory. And so, we continue to try to figure out ways to make sure that we lead them in the right direction. So to answer your question, very pleased from 2024. Holistically, I feel like this has been my better year versus 23. And the reason why I say that is because some people, I don't want to say most people, they don't think about the full package. Well, what is the full package? The full package is not just the stands, but it's also the field shows as well. In 2023, I wasn't overall pleased with all of our field shows. In particular, some of the major games that we did. A lot of people revere the performances that we had with Southern is at the top of the list in 23. And that's not taking anything away from what the students did, but we definitely had a good showing in the stands, but that field show wasn't all that great. And it's one of those ones that I can't even go back and watch because I know we could have done so much better. But this year, man, we've had so many outstanding field shows to where I have to coincide, or I have to identify this year being, even more successful than the last because, we just were not successful in the stands. We were successful on the field as well. You talk about that Michael Jackson show, that went viral, out there, and they did that thing. The first show that we did in regards to the drill, sometimes people don't even take a moment to take a look at the drill that we do, drill design. We did a lot of different things on the field as it relates to drill. Like coming out the gate, we did an elaborate drill for the National Battle of the Band show. I mean, those kids drilled their butts off, man, and it wasn't easy to do that. Yep. And you're talking about at the beginning of the season. And then I can go on even to the last show that we did at the Celebration Bowl. The students learned that show in a week, but it was a totally new concept of a drill. It was a circle drill. The kids pulled the music off greatly, and then turned back around and did a different show in Pasadena. So again, when you measure the success of a program, you have to look at more than just one aspect. So again, that's not taken away from my 23 band. Very, very, very proud of everything that band was able to accomplish. But it's all about growing, and that's one of the areas that we wanted to grow in. We wanted to grow on the field, and so. We were able to maintain the intensity in the stands, but also improve on the field as well. And then this year was just more challenging, Ken. I mean, it's just is what it is because in 23 people didn't expect what we were bringing in 23.
Right.
And so in 24, people are waiting a full calendar year to get back at Jackson State. So as I mentioned, every Saturday, it was a battle. It was a dogfight.
Hey, Doc, do you guys use drones to capture a lot of stuff? Because and the reason I asked because a lot of your I turn into what I'm saying, I get it all with the designs and the spelling that's what I love that the band. That's one of the things, one of the many things I love that the bands do. But when I sit up high and I watch and I look at what's being spelled out, MJ, or you know what I'm saying, or the score or 100 or something like that, I'd be like, man, that is amazing. I love that, you know, to get those, you know, young people to perform, you know, and you know, make those signs. So do y'all use drone to capture that moment when the
Yeah, we definitely do. We definitely do. But before we even use the drones, I can see it on the software that I use to develop drill. I've used
okay.
software called Poware. So, you know, we can readily see it before the students do it. And then we also use an app called the UDB app, to where, you know, it's basically a software to where students can see the drill in real time in their hands as I teach it. So, you know, they
Wow.
can see what it looks like as well. And so, you know, but in order to get the real life view of it, yeah, we do use drones. My media director, he comes to our rehearsals and he runs the drone for me so I can take a look at the drill from a bird's eye view.
All right, Doc. A few more rapid fire questions. I know we got a few more minutes, and we'll let you get out of here. I did want to get some of these chat questions. V. Carter, she asks, "Is there a specific way to submit music selections to the directors to choose?"
Man, we just hop in line. I mean, everybody who's anybody has the best book. They have the best playlist. They are convinced that they have all of the things, you know, and we appreciate that. We appreciate that. But basically, what I'm saying is that, you know, there's only so much music we can play, and there's only so many recommendations that we can take, you know. So we're always open. We get recommendations from all of our friends, all of our family, you know, people that we march in the band with. So there's never going to be any shortage, and not to even mention our students. So there's never going to be a shortage of people recommending songs, and we try our best to kind of put that all into a melting pot. And the way we try to do that is on the field, we try to play for more of an older crowd, you know, because we do know that people that come to the game, these are season ticket holders and older people. And when they look at the field show, they want to hear things that they recognize. And in the stands, we know that that's most of the demographic of, you know, people 18 and under. That's what they watch. And so we play the more current stuff, you know, when we can in the stand. And so we just try to balance it out in that way. But to answer your question, just, you know, send us email or, you know, reach out to one of our friends that may have our contact information and they'll share with us, and we'll try our best to get around to it if we can. But a lot of times, a lot of stuff that people refer is probably on Mr. Johnson's list anyway. So
hey Doc, you may have answered this, but I got a question coming from Mr. Jeremy Hardeman. He wants to know, what are the tangible plans for continuance dominance?
So the continuing plan to continue the dominance of the program is just continue to do, you know, what we do and find those loopholes and areas of improvement, because there's always areas of improvement. I'm literally always thinking about how can we improve the program? How can we help the students, number one, and which will ultimately help us improve the program. And so there are things that we talk about as a staff. Matter of fact, you know, we got a staff meeting coming up Friday on how we can make those things happen. So we're gonna go back to the drawing table and figure out what we can do to improve. And ultimately, we got to recruit. You know, that's what the season is now. It's recruiting season. And so we're going to go out and, you know, get the best talent, you know, to come in here and you know, help us keep this program at the level that people have known it to be. And so those are the two things, you know, just improving the things that we need to get better on, and then recruitment.
Hey, two questions I got last from the chat. I keep saying this. They want to know, what was your favorite arrangement for this year?
Never going to give you up. The kids always laugh. They laughed at me, you know, every single time I say it, because I almost have to make them play it from time to time, because you know, they enjoy some of the, you know, rap tunes and stuff like that, man. But never going to give you up, man. It just was a feel good tune, you know, that I just overall appreciated. But it's really hard most times to pick just one, because Mr. Johnson does an outstanding job. And I try to do my best as well, you know, whenever I sprinkle some arrangements out. But a lot of people like Sticky from this past season that went viral. But I wouldn't necessarily coincide that as my favorite, but definitely never going to give you up.
That one, that Sticky just seemed so complex. Just the amount of change. I'm not a musician at all, but just it was a part that you guys played, man. I went back to that. I kept listening to Sticky, man, over and over and over. And I'm like, where is this part? I said, and I finally found it. And it was bothering me, man, because I was trying to hear it. And I mean, just the arrangement was amazing. I was talking to Dr. Marshall Freeman. He was he was telling me that they bumped into Tyler. When they posted that photo, I was like, oh, please tell me that Tyler finna do something with the boom. And it just so happened that he obviously he's from LA, but that didn't happen. But I saw another question that asked, is the dog team gonna bounce back? I don't even know what that means.
Well, typically when people, it's funny because my predecessor, my mentor, Val Taylor, he used to always say, even if the band isn't big, always make sure you have a lot of tubas. Because people just like to count them, they don't matter about anything. They just like to count those bells. Oh man, they got 32 tubas. The band is huge, but when you really look at the grand scheme of things, they got about 250 pieces in the band. And so people just ultimately like to see numbers within a sense, but also I would say that people have to understand that sometimes sections are young. And in our sousaphone section is just extremely young. It's made up of mostly freshmen, and freshmen have to come in and they have to develop that grit. They have to develop that pedigree on how we run our program and how we play and how we do things and an overall mentality. And so you have to allow them opportunity to grow. And so that's kind of like what's happening now in this particular moment. And that's not to take anything away from what my current students are doing. But I just kind of wanted to share that to kind of answer that question. So, a very young section. Really, this was a young band, if I'm being honest. It's really made up of mostly freshmen and sophomores. So, as we look forward to the next year, it's going to be very deadly. So if people thought that 24 was something, look out for 25.
Hey, Doc, your good friend, Nikila, her question, she wanted to know, what are your plans for you and your family? You've been doing a lot, in the fall, and what are your plans for you and your family this off season to kind of relax? What?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. And honestly, TD, I'm a homebody, man. If I'm not doing band, I'm at home, and I'm around. I mean, just earlier today, I was goofing off with my boys, running around with them and just talking with them. My oldest son now is in band. He's doing indoor percussion right now. And then my youngest son is he's just growing into his personality, and so I always make it a point to just be present, especially when I can, because to Nikila's point, this job is definitely demanding. So with that being said, just being present here at home and making sure I'm there with my with my sons and making sure they always see me, and also spending time, with my wife as well. Both of us are educators. And so this semester is just taking good use of the time that we have by not having to have a performance every single Saturday and being present and making sure that I spend time with my wife and my kids.
Man, that's perfect. I love it.
Outstanding, Doc. I did see one. I'll take two more. They asked about the Macy's parade. Is that something that's in the future for the Boom?
So I literally got the support from our president while we were in a tournament of roses, man. But before I get off, just let me say this. Our administration is second to none. I've seen, and I'll just go ahead and say it. I've seen a lot of administrators, come and go. But President Thompson has literally embodied, what he says that he was going to do in regards to support. So I just want to shout out all of our administrators. I know I mentioned them a little bit early on, but we can't do what we do without their support. Again, starting with the president and our provost and dean and department chair and all of our campus partners that help out the program. So I just want to shout them out. But with that, and I veered off from the question. And what was the question again? Ken?
They asking about the Macy's parade.
Oh yeah, the Macy's. So he did give us approval to submit for the Macy's.
Nice.
And unbeknownst to our fans, we actually got selected to do the Macy's twice in the past. And I think I may have shared this probably with Danielle, Toby, and Terrell. But at that particular time, the administration felt like it wasn't the correct timing for the band to participate. So I'm probably going to give it a year or so to apply and see if we get the bid to attend or not.
Outstanding, man. Doc, look, it's been a great time. I want to shout out the 1400 Club. Obviously, they talked about just a quick rundown of what's happened since 2021, man. The incoming class of 2021, you can talk about them in closing and talk about your staff and however you want to close out this interview. But it said the seniors, they've gone to 3 Celebration Bowls. They've witnessed HBCU National Championship, Good Morning America, College Game Day, NBA TV, Prime Video, Saturday Entertainer, Usher, Disneyland, Rose Bowl Parade. I mean, the list has just been, what a heck of a run for the seniors that you have and all that they've had a chance to experience. And just wanted to give you an opportunity to just kind of speak to that. And if you want to touch on your staff, anything you want to, I know we can't get everything, cram everything in an hour. You're always welcome to come back. I just kind of wanted to get some top line stuff real quick. But just speak to that, and then we'll get ready to let you get back to your fam, Doc.
Yeah, man. So shout out to the 1400 Club for that. Again, I just want to reiterate that I'm a modest and a humble guy, and I don't talk about my accomplishments often, and sometimes to my detriment, but since being director of bands in the short span of years, and right now I'm in my 5th year, we've accomplished so much. And undoubtedly, none of that could have been done without our students, So if I have any students that may be watching, just know that, we always share this with you guys. We love you. We appreciate everything that you do. And without them, it wouldn't be a Sonic Boom, but a South as quiet as it's kept. So, students, please understand that the role that you play in keeping the story legacy of the Sonic Boom alive is not taken for granted, and we love you. We couldn't do it without you. I also want to thank all Tiger Nation. Ken, to your point, when we traveled to California, we had so many Jackson State fans to come and show out for our program. And we don't take that for granted, man, because people don't get that. That's not normal. People don't get that everywhere. So that just shows the love, that our students have. That just shows the love and the dedication that our true Blue fans have for Jackson State University. And that's something that just cannot be created and it cannot be copied. And, last and certainly not least, again, I just want to go and thank all of our campus partners, everybody across campus. And I don't want to call specific names, but, auxiliary enterprises and contractual service. I don't want to leave anybody out, from housing to legal counsel to everybody on campus that has something to do with the custodians, everybody that has something to do with our success, facilities, the warehouse, anybody that has something to do with our success. Thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. We cannot do it without you. And I just want to say to everybody out on the West Coast in the California area that's dealing with the unfortunate circumstances now, our thoughts and prayers are out to you. And we know God is going to see you guys through this challenging time.
Right, Doc, it's been an absolute honor. It's been my pleasure. It's been a privilege. I didn't want to ask you this question. I just wanted to tell you when you didn't pull up on Friday because you weren't feeling well, we did kind of throw a little bit of, throw your name around with the best, directors. Like what is Dr. Little in the lexicon of great band directors for the Sonic Boom? We got the Dr. Little, we got Dal Taylor, who, big fan of Dr. Hoffman, who else we got?
Did you say William W. Davis?
W. Davis, okay, that's it. I don't know them all, but I only go from my standpoint. I learned a lot from that show, but just kind of want to give you a just parting words in relation to the directors that have sat in the seat that you sit in. And we know that when you're in the forest, you kind of can't really appreciate it because of the trees.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll be able to encapsulate it and really be able to go back and look at it. When this time has passed, we'll be able to go back and look and say, man, this was a very monumental time. I think you spoke to that, but I want to give you that moment as we get ready to close. just to speak to the directors that have come before you and in respect to the seat that you sit in right now.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ken. You know, again, that's why when you think of people, you have to be very careful because you may make the mistake of forgetting some individuals. And so, of course, to your point, I would be remiss to not thank all of my predecessors, every single one of them. You know, again, when you talk about Kermit Holly, who was a graduate of Lanier High School and helped start the Jackson State College program at the time, it couldn't have been done without him. And then, you know, you talk about William W. Davis, who actually, you know, helped start where he actually started the program, you know, in 1948. Of course, they were a totally different program back then. They were the small band with the big band sound because, of course, he was a jazz trumpeter, you know. And so if by him not starting what he started, you know, I wouldn't be here today. And, of course, Harold Halton, man. Harold Holden actually sent me a message. His wife did because Harold he's not doing well right now. He's dealing with some health challenges, but you know he has always been an avid supporter to send me messages and let me know that he's that he's proud of the job that we're doing. So you know, Harold, you know, if you're watching this, if you ever do watch this, I just want to thank you, sir, for always encouraging me throughout this journey. And I love you, man. I love everything that you place in this program. And of course, Dow Taylor, you know, he's the individual that I worked under. You know, he is my mentor to this day. After every single performance, pretty much he sends the staff, you know, just congratulatory message of, you know, just a job that we're doing. He doesn't have to do that. You know, so he's continuously supportive of us. And then, of course, Dr. Liddell, he was my band director. You know, he gave me an opportunity to even sit in this seat. You know, had he not afforded me a scholarship to come to Jackson State University and give me the opportunity to be a student conductor of the symphonic band and be a drum major, would not be here. So again, all of those gentlemen, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, you know, O'Neal Sanford. O'Neal Sanford, he served as director of bands for a couple of years as well. You know, learned some things from him, and including the interim director of bands. Renato Murray served as interim. Edward Pop Duplessis served as interim. And all of the assistants, all of the associates, all of the JSET directors, everybody, you know, just thank you for what you poured in our program so we can now soar today.
Outstanding. Doc, well, again, thank you for pulling up. I know you guys have been busy, you know, and thank you for taking time out of your day to come and spend a little time over here on KC-1400 Media, man. We appreciate you as always. Wherever you go, we're going to be watching. We're going to try to be there. We're going to try to support it in any possible way that we can. If we can do anything for you over here, please let us know. Don't hesitate to reach out. We'll do everything that we can. TD, you got anything for Doc Lee?
Yeah, I do. Doc, again, I want to say as humbly as, you know, respectful as I can, thank you again for the dynamic show, the dynamic leadership that you've shown the band and for representing extremely well. There'll be enough dark clouds hanging around our area for you and the band to come through to be a bright spot. God continue to bless you guys. Thank you so much. That picture that I sent, I am gonna get that. I'm gonna call you. We're gonna get that. And again, man, like I said, today is my birthday. God bless me to be 49. And
happy birthday, TD.
Yeah,
I'll be 40 in June.
You'll be 40 in June.
Yeah.
Try to take your time, man. 40 is a little rough for me, man.
After that parade, brother was sore.
Hey, my cat, I ain't gonna tell you. Look, go ahead, TD. Listen, when where we were sitting at, and we standing there, we talking. I'm with Boom members, Dr. Marshall, and a bunch of other members. I see the boom coming. I just took out running, man, because I was behind a gate, so I ran up on the little bleachers, and I ain't tell them that by the time I got to the street, my calf muscle was cramping, man. I was struggling. That's why I didn't go any further. So I was like, all right, I had enough of this. That was my little whatever the hell that was, half a mile or whatever. I gave y'all all I had. That means my New Year's resolution is to get in shape. I gotta give y'all a little bit more band content in 2025. But go ahead, TD. I'm done, Doc. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I mean that's all I got, Doc. And again, your spirit is absolutely awesome, and I like your response. You know, as far as spending time with your family, I definitely take pride in doing that myself. So again, it goes to show why I've got you again as one of my favorite people, of all. So thank you again. Continue to do what you do. And if anything that we can do to support, then we're definitely here.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, guys.
And thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you, guys. I hope you have a good night.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
Yes, sir. JSU Director of Bands, Dr. Roger Glittle. We appreciate Doc for pulling up, stopping by, spending some time with us. Amazing interview. Man, what a treat, what a treat, what a treat. Listen, we got less than 15 minutes left for the show. Not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but you guys do know we did get a few sign-ups, TD. We're locked in on this collective. We are 49 sign-ups away from 300. We got 3 sign-ups since we've been on here. Thank you, Brother Carl, man. So you guys are, man, this is a collaborative effort. This is a collective movement. We appreciate all the support. Just kind of want to run back through this real quick and just kind of shout out to our athletes that are signed with us. Jeremiah Williams, Travis Terrell, and we'll have a more expansive conversation about them on the next show. I don't want to belittle. I got a lot of things I do want to kind of hit real quick and move. But y'all hit that link, man, and get signed up, man. We can get to 300. We got 1,000 people in here watching tonight. So if you haven't signed up to the collective, hit that link, man, and let's get active, man. Let's get active. But shout out to Jeremiah Williams, Travis Terrell. You guys know what they've done, what they do, how they perform. The general, the offensive MVP of the Celebration Bowl, Jacoby Morgan. We're excited to have him represent the brand. Y'all saw Jonas Portillium hit him with the love don't hurt. Love don't cost a thing dance after he done mossed the joke over in the corner of the end zone. One of the best wide receivers in the SWAC, returning to Jackson State. All of these players had opportunities to hit the portal, man. They could have went other places, but they decided to stay in the fold, run it back. Let's run it back and repeat. We're excited to have Reed Pulliam back in the Jackson State Tiger uniform, as well as Ashton Taylor, the linebacker core. Isaiah Spencer, hometown, homegrown, you know what I mean? My Madison Central Jaguars. Shamar Hawkins, we got him to come back to Jackson after hitting the portal and locking in with us, man. That's what it's all about. We was able to get 4-star Kamari Rogers transfer over from Mississippi State cornerback. Y'all know we lost the majority of our DBs to the graduation and exhaustion of eligibility. To get him, we got others coming in the fray. And Marvin, and look, this is not even, we still got more players to announce. So trust me. I sent off one of them signed to, actually we got 2 additional ones signed. I'm just waiting on some photo edits. And then we'll put those out, offense and defense. And then we got some more surprises to come down the pipe, man. So just hang tight. Look, we got our event coming up on Saturday. We want to shout out to the city of Vicksburg and our partnership with the city of Vicksburg. Thank you for the support. Click that link, man. If you haven't gotten your tickets, grab your single tickets. It's going to be an amazing event. This is what I was trying to get to, man. We had 2 new pickups today, 2 new signees, two new commitments. Major. This is major Sunbelt activities going on right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or should I say Conference USA? I don't know whoever the hell La Tech play at. But anyway, still the Sunbelt because he actually came by way of Texas State. We got a running back. Been waiting on this one to hit, man. Denario Davenport, 6'2", 220. These are the type of backs. I like them big backs, man. You know, I told you, man. I like big backs. And I can't not lie.
Hey, you chasing him for a while, right?
Huh?
You're chasing him for a while, right?
Yeah, we finally landed him. Sometimes you just gotta throw that rod out there, man, and keep pulling that bait up a little bit. And we finally pulled him in, man. Irv Mulligan goes out, Offensive Player of the Year. In comes Denario Davenport to fill right in that role, man. Hell of a pickup for us, man, in the running back room. And also, if you guys don't remember this name, remember the name Jalen Ware. Jalen Ware, interior defensive lineman with ULM. TD, remember when we did our breakdown of the game? He was actually a starter for ULM, an interior line by way of Hines Community College. Played for ULM last season. Starkville kid. And he's back over here in the Jack, man. So just committed tonight, man. Just committed right before the show. We got another commitment coming, y'all. Hang tight. You know, we don't get in front of the university. We let the university speak first, and then we talk about it. But TD, thoughts on these two pickups, man. The coaches, first of all, man, hell of a job by our coaching staff over at the university, man. They are recruiting their butts off, man. And I look, I don't mind saying this. I got a call today from the coach today, man. When you get a phone call from Coach T.C. Taylor, you know what time it is. You get what I'm saying? And he's like, look, man, we got some dogs coming in the building. You know what I'm saying? But we was talking about some fundraising stuff in relation to the event that's coming up at the M-Bar after the parade. It's great to see Brother Jalen Ware in the fold. We got another one that we might be. I'll let y'all see it soon. If it don't hit tonight, it'll hit tomorrow or the next day. We'll see when it happens. But TD, your thoughts on these two pickups?
You know, I know we've been chasing Davenport for a little while, and so I mean, happy to land him. I know the running back room just got even deeper, so it's gonna be great competition. So hadn't seen the young man play or any highlight stuff on him, but I know some running backs in their room, you know, saying chopping at the bit to you know, saying to challenge. So it should be a great spring, and you know, may the best man win coming out the backfield. And again, like I said, we played several backs this year, so it may just be the same this, you know. So looking forward to seeing the young man on the field. I'm glad he's a Tiger now, you know, long chase. So hey, come on in, do your thing, brother Davenport, you know. And D-line, boy, you know we love that interior.
Ooh.
You know, and the games are won in the trenches. He nasty,
man. Just another pickup, man.
But from Starkville anyway, man. I mean, the Starkville always have a good program.
Yep.
So, you know, for him coming in, for landing that gentleman, like I said, I hadn't had a chance. Like that, you know, you say they hot off the presses. I get a chance to watch them and, you know, analyze them and see what I come up with. But I'm pretty sure if the coach is bringing them in, my thoughts, you know what I'm saying, they gotta be good, especially Coach.
We're getting FBS transfer talent that played. I know, you know, Davenport played at La Tech this past season, but he actually scored a touchdown against us, man, when we played Texas State a couple seasons ago. So last season, actually, not this season that just passed, but in 23, he was at Texas State. So he had a really good JUCO career, man. At Texas State, he had 90 carries, 458, I'm sorry, 2 touchdowns, averaged 5.1 yards per carry at the Sun Belt. You know what I mean? So big back, big kid. I mean, he's got really good elusiveness, TD, good change of direction. He got good speed for his size. When you watch his film, you'll see it. I don't have to really say much. You just go watch his film, man. I think he's going to be a great back for us, man. And listen, I'll just say this right here. Breaking news, man. I had a, you know, I guess we could. Now I'll leave that alone for right now. I say it at the end of the show, but just excited to have him in the fold, man. Been knowing about him for a couple of weeks now, and just been waiting on him to go ahead and put the announcement out there so we can talk about it. Jalen Ware was just something that just kind of, hey, it just happened. I didn't know what was going on, you know, but when you see it, you say, hey, that's what I'm talking about. I just remember the young man from when I did my research on ULM and watching him play. He was number 14 for ULM. You can go back and watch the ULM game, and you can kind of get a glimpse of what he was able to do against us. More of a run stopper, interior defensive lineman. You put him next to Jeremiah Williams, Demonian Lacey, Wayne Patterson, Stanley Cook, Tymon Wells, Kazarius Bowie. The list goes on and on, man. We good on the interior line. Then you bring in a Corian Mathis, you bring in a Kanye Bonner, you bring in a Ivory. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. We got a whole heap of them on that defensive line. You know, we lose a little and we gain a lot. That's kind of what's happening right now, and that's what tends to happen when you should expect that the recruiting prowess of Jackson State should incline after winning the national championships. Plus, especially on top of the fact that we got a collective now that's actually, we've been having a collective for a couple of years. I know a lot of people been talking, oh, y'all just got a collective. No, we just telling y'all in a more expansive way as far as what we've been doing for the last 3 years. That's all that is. So, you know, you can go argue, you go punch the air by yourself. But go check them out, man. Big time pickups for both of them, man. And we just got a 2026 commitment, 3-star offensive lineman. I know you like the big boys over on the interior line, TD. 6'3", 305, Brandon High School. And Aiden Newell. Aiden Newell, man. You can Google him. Aiden Newell.
Yes.
Interior lineman. Ranked 19 in the state of Mississippi. He's the 50th ranked interior lineman by 247 Sports, man. Really good pickup for the class of 2026. Look, man, we still picking up 2025 pickups, and we really need 26 guys. That's what happens when you got a good program, man. You just the days of getting commits like this from the likes of a Brandon and a Magic Central and stuff like that, man, is just a dream come true for Jackson State.
Right.
Usually we used to get this type of talent, but when you win, they'll come.
Right. If you build it, they will come.
That's right, bro.
So look, man, I'm excited to see the young man. Great graphics, by the way. He look a little taller, his picture make him look a little taller, maybe the 6'3". But look, man, I'm glad he coming in. He look like a tackle to me. But
could be. I mean, you got some 6'3" tackles. Interior, I think he's more of a guard, in my opinion, but may even be a center. I don't know. I got to go watch his film. I haven't watched it. We'll come back and do on our next show. We won't have a show on Friday. We won't have a show on Friday, and we will be back on Monday after the event, and we're going to have a lot to talk about. As a matter of fact, it's a basketball game that night. We'll come on after the game, but or around the same time as the game. We'll make it do what it do. But yeah, man, excited to have Brother Newell commit to Jackson State and the new Tigers and all the ones that are coming in. Of course, you guys do know that the parade is next Friday. Afterwards, we got the fundraising event at the M Bar. Pull up, man. Come see Coach Taylor and the staff and Tiger Talk. We're going to be on the scene. We'll have a good time, man. It is a fundraiser. Still looking to break in coinage. That's what we're trying to do, man. That's right. 1,400. Keep putting on for the city. Thanks. Appreciate you there, baby. Appreciate you. Coach Margaret Richards, we got a basketball game tomorrow night, TD. Planning on being over there to witness the Lady Tigers take on Alabama A&M. We got Alabama A&M coming to the Jack. Coach Margaret against our old program. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at the AAC. Come and see us, man. We'll be live on the court side, man, at the KC-1400 collective LED table. So if you're not signed up, man, we're going to have some business cards. We're going to have I plan on being there and available. So if you're at the game, come holler at us, man. And then basically you got all the games, the schedule of all the home games that's coming up. We got to get that dub, man. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a good game, man. Should be a good game.
Coach Thorne coming in, old stomach ground, and she's coming for her win, looking for a win. So it definitely should be a great matchup, great game. I mean, it'll be on the game for the night, right, Ken?
Yep. Remember, the women play on Thursday, men play on Mondays, and both teams play on Saturday.
So remember, if you come through, you only have one game. The game started at 6.
Be out of there by 8. There it is.
On support. Hey, not to mention, you already 1-0 in the conference.
There it is. And of course, you got Saturday. This Saturday, you got Alabama State on tap. 1 p.m. for the women, 3:30 for the men. We'll catch a little bit of that, then we'll head on over to Vicksburg for the event. 7 p.m. obviously, and then on Monday you got at 7 p.m. Alabama A&M men take on Alabama versus Jackson State at home. So you can come over at 7 p.m. watch the men. I know Austin was in there. Listen, if you guys know any students that are at the campus that's looking to work with Austin's team, he's looking for videographers. He's looking for photographers. He's looking for film analysts. And he's also looking for graphic designers. This is a phenomenal opportunity. So if you are in the chat, you got a cousin, a son, a brother, a niece, a daughter, a neighbor, and they're looking for an opportunity, have them reach out to Austin.
And they're a student at Jackson State?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. JSU students only. Videographers, photographers, film analysts, and graphic designers, man. So put the word out. Austin's looking for a team, looking for some help over there with his team.
And it'll be a great opportunity, especially if you're into that. I mean, Austin is a great teacher. He's very patient, and he teaching well. So they do absolutely fantastic work. Be a good chance for you to learn, get some experience in the travel.
That's right, bro. Absolutely right. Shout out to Irv and Robert McDaniel, man. They both signed with Lady Lib. Really good. She does a really good job, bro, representing. She's a great athletic sports agent, and we're rooting for them, man. Hopefully they get to the next level and
Yes,
and come in and do their thing, man. So congratulations to Rob. We're gonna be definitely following them. Evan as well. Evan signed with an agent, and we should get some. We got 3 players that could that we know can definitely play at the next level. These 3 can definitely play, and not to mention, saying 1K as well as Petty. We wishing everybody that left an opportunity to go play at the next level, but just wanted to shout them out real quick. And of course, you got the Legacy Bowl: Evan Henry, Erd Mulligan, Robert McDaniel, Matt Knoll, Drew Thompson, Kiwi Wiggins. You got Kurt Ford, and you do not have DeAndre Towns Blue.
right.
Towns Blue back, man.
That's what's up.
We got DTB coming back in the fold, man. So
Without
Towns Blue gonna take advantage of that new rule. He's gonna be back in a JSU Tiger uniform, and I guess I can go out there and say it, man. We're excited to, hopefully partner with him soon. You know what I mean? So that's where we at, man. Listen, I'm pretty much done. Hell of an interview. Thank Dr. Little again for coming up. All we really asking you guys, at this point, you'll see us back on Monday. I think we will be filming some of the event. I may go live, just kind of be on the lookout for that. Going to bring you some content from the women's basketball game, some content from the men's and women's basketball game on Saturday, and some content from the event on Saturday, and some content from the men's basketball game on Monday. So we'll be back live, officially live for the show again on Monday. But while we at it, if you haven't right now, we got 990 people still watching us right now. We need 49 people that haven't signed up to go ahead and hit that link. Click that link. It's at the top of the chat. If you're watching via YouTube, if you're watching via Twitter, go over to the YouTube channel, click that link, and we need you to sign up. Shout out to Hakeem Ali. If you know who that is. I think he's one of the best hip hop artists out. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of the Jack, shouted us out on Twitter last night, and appreciate it, man. Appreciate all those who are recognizing and acknowledging the great work that we're doing from a collective group effort. We're looking to continue to bless student athletes. We want to sign as many athletes as we possibly can, but we need your help to do that. So go ahead and click that link, man, and join, man. Let's get to. We're trying to hit that goal, 300 by Saturday, man. 300 by Saturday. We 49 away. So we had 3 to sign up tonight. We had 49. Hey, man, this is the way to go. This is the way to be. And you know what I mean? So it ain't going nowhere. Appreciate you, Chris Dukes. TD again, brother. Happy birthday to you, man. Congratulations on year 49, man. Let's make it a good one. Wish you all the best. I know you had a fantastic day. I'm pretty much done, man. I got to get up early so I can try to get to the Jack. And just wanted to make sure we had a good show, man.
Hey, check this out. Case. Oh, what was that? Ken, let me do this, my brother. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, man, if I can't you I'm trying to say, if anybody want to bless the kid tonight. I know I don't usually say anything, but hey, do so.
Yep, we put it in the chat, bro. Put it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, drop that in the chat. I don't have it right on me. If y'all want to be a blessing to bro for his birthday, feel free, drop it in the chat, man. And they'll do that. They'll do that if needs be. And
Okay.
we'll go from there. I dropped it in the platinum chat earlier. Didn't even think about it after that. But yeah, drop it in the chat, man. But man, we can you post it?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah, go ahead and put it in there.
Okay. Appreciate that, Austin.
But yeah, man, happy birthday to you, bro. Man.
I got it right.
Looking forward to a great show, man. I really am. We've been really planning this thing for quite a while. And I want to thank, let me do this real quick. I do want to thank the Vicksburg Alumni Chapter. I want to thank Ms. Michelle. I want to thank Ms. Tiffany, KT Dub, Ephraim, Kevin Dent, Brother Johnny Reynolds. I hope I ain't leaving nobody out, man. But the amount of work that they've done, TD, into put into helping to get this event off the ground is just monumental, man. And it doesn't go without it doesn't go without being without you know, it doesn't go unnoticed, man. And I just want to make sure that I shout them out. I hope you guys come out. It's going to be a fantastic time. We'll definitely try to get as much of that out there as we can. I'm excited about it, man, because we've been talking about it for so long, and now we finally get a chance to go ahead and get it done now. And I think it's going to be a beautiful event, man. First event of many. We got a lot of good stuff planned for this year, and how we could continue to partner with our student athletes and just kind of go from there. So Cash App's in the chat, family. If you want to bless TD for his birthday, hit that Cash App. Send my boy a blessing, man. Hopefully they bless you well, bro.
Hey, Ken, I want to say this about the fundraiser and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, I told you I was excited all day, and this is one of the reasons. Again, man, to be able to sign these players and see the movement of Jackson State. You know, you often talk about that 7 years that we were down, and you know, and it was painful. You know, we still was at the game in the rain, whatever the case may have been, we still was there. And to see, you know, and the negativity and the stuff that has occurred within the city, to see the program growing the way that it is you know, it touched me in the heart. It's very moving to see the players want to come in. Like you said, we're getting a lot of local talent now that they used to go elsewhere, and seeing the Boom doing what they doing, man, it's a blessing. And like I said, I almost want to get choked up about it because I'm dead excited. So shout out to Coach Taylor, Coach O. You know, I want to call out, I don't know the whole, I can't call out the whole coaching staff, but the whole coaching staff, you know, football team. Shout out to Coach Mo, Coach Richard. I know they're gonna do their thing. Come out and support them tomorrow, man. Shout out to you. You know, shout out to Tiger Nation for the support.
Yep.
You know, because you know it's people like, you know, we need the support of the alumni, of friends, of people who just, you know, associated, who love what the school is doing. Great work, Ken. Great work, KT Dub. Great work to the alumni chapter over in Vicksburg. You know, Kevin Dent, man, y'all put this thing together. We're looking forward to a good time, Ken. And I must say, I'm very excited. I'm very excited about it. And like you said, man, God is in control. And you know, if you have any questions about this, please email Ken. You know, if you still in limbo, you know, hey, we're doing the thing, man. And those kids are so happy, Ken. They are so happy.
This is the thing, though. I got to say this before I go. Last thing I'll say is that one of the reasons why we push so hard for the just for the support is the biggest thing is you love these kids, man. You build these relationships, and once you sign one, you want to sign them all. You want to give all. You want to take care of all of them, and you know you can't, but because you don't have the resources to. But you do the best you can, and you just keep doing the work, man. And we're gonna keep doing the work. I got faith in our folks, man. And people are starting to really wake up to a lot of the things that are happening around, and the conversations are there. I want to shout out my brother Merch Pack for his efforts and his help.
What up, Merch?
For everything he's done.
The guy works, man.
Man, he has, bro. The business cards, man, just came in, and they amazing, bro. It's you guys will see them. Listen, if I give you a business card, it's not for you to throw it away. Trust me, it's for you to take that card and you can actually tell a story with that, because the logo is on one side, the message is on the other with a QR code. You can actually have that card on you. You can have a conversation with anyone in your network, speaking in regards to the collective, and you can actually have them to just scan their phone. They'll be able to scan their phone and go straight to the link and be able to show pick a level or at least look at the website, one of the two. But we ain't going nowhere. We just getting started, and we are excited about what's to come. And we'll go from there, man. So listen, appreciate everybody, man. Happy birthday to you, bro. Like I said, we'll see you guys soon. Be on the lookout for the content. If you guys are new to the channel, you're just tuning in from a band standpoint, go over to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video, join the channel if you appreciate the content. We're going to keep coming at you every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. until. And as always, man, we appreciate all of our supporters, all of our sponsors, all of our everybody that have put in a part to make this channel what it is, man. So, all right, everybody, peace out. See y'all on the other side, man. Be our love. Go Tigers, baby.
Tigers. Appreciate you all. Good night.
ShotRx is bringing healthcare to you. With our mobile health team, we can come to your school, church, or business to take care of you. We offer childhood immunizations, COVID and flu vaccinations, physicals, and much more. Don't put your health off. Welcome to Care and Compassion. Welcome to ShotRx.
Hello, I'm Kevin Dent, Jackson State University, safety, Canton, Ohio. Today I'm being inducted to the Black College Hall of Fame. I want to give a shout out to KC-1400 Media Group for giving me this platform to introduce me to this stage. I'd like to thank them, thank Jackson State and Jackson State family. Go Tigers.
We want to support the players individually, and the coaches can kind of help work with that collective to make sure the right players are getting funded.
How can I support?
Man, that's a great question, man. With Jackson State right now, the collective we're working closely with is the 1400 Club Collective through Ken Clark and friends.
Okay.
And so Ken Clark, he has a lot of literature out there that you can click on his links and kind of go and donate. I don't care if it's $20 a month or it's $2,000 a month. It's really a grassroots effort to make sure Jackson State football stays at the top of this thing, right? And then the other way we do, you can help support Jackson State athletics in the grassroots effort is JSU by 40.